Greetings, my people. We have again a breaking news from the Sahel states, the Confederation of the Sahel states. The government of Mali, who is now the chairperson of the Confederation of the Sahel states, has responded to the violation of airspace of the Burkina Faso, part of the AES, by Nigeria. Earlier, like a couple of hours ago, we reported that Nigerian warplane has violated the airspace of Burkina Faso, and it has had an emergency landing in Bobo Dioulasso, which is the second largest city in Burkina Faso. Now, this came out, this press release from the Confederation of the Sahel States, from the Minister of Security and Protection, from the Minister of Security and Civil Protection, Major General Mohammedan, for all the Confederation of the Sahel States. Now, let us listen to this press release, and I will give you my reflection, because this whole thing looks like a performance from Benin schools, the Guinea-Bissau. Now it's just crazy. I think we are in the middle of something and we need to be alerted.
Thank you very much. Press release from the Confederation of Sahel States, AES, concerning the violation of the Confederation's airspace. The Confederation of Sahel States informs the public that an aircraft belonging to the Air Force of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Type C-130, was forced to land today, December 8, 2025, in Bobo Dioulasso, Burkina Faso, following an in-flight emergency while flying in Burkinabe airspace. The military aircraft had 2 crew members and 9 passengers on board, all military personnel. An investigation was immediately opened by the competent Burkinabe services and highlighted the lack of authorization for this military aircraft to fly over Burkinabe territory. The Confederation of Sahel States condemns in the strongest possible terms this violation of its airspace and the sovereignty of these member states. In the face of this hostile act carried out in contempt of international law and international civil and/or military aviation regulations, measures have been taken to guarantee the security of the confederal airspace, the sovereignty and territorial integrity of these states themselves, as well as the security of the populations of the AES Confederation. In this regard, and on the instructions of the heads of state, the air and anti-aircraft defenses of the confederal space, placed on high alert in accordance with the declaration of the College of Heads of State dated December 22, 2024, have been authorized to neutralize any aircraft that violates the confederal space. Ending in Bamako on December 8, 2025, Army General Assimi Goïta, President of the Transition, Head of State of the Republic of Mali, President of the Confederation of Sahel States. Thank you very much, Minister. Mr.
Me staring at 23 unread messages, knowing each response will take 10 minutes.
So that was a press release from the Minister of Security and Civil Protection of the Confederation of the Sahel States. Now, it's really interesting because now that the coup in Benin is foiled, it looks like the whole thing is a performance, and this is like part 2, as you know, the Nigerian warplane has entered to Benin airspace, according to the government of Nigeria, as per the request of Patrice Talon, who is the president of Benin. Now, immediately after that, that is like yesterday or on Sunday, and then on Monday, the warplane of, or the Air Force airplane of Nigeria entered to the Confederation of the Sahel States without any permission. What does this tell you? They are trying to provoke the Sahel states so that they get an excuse to attack them, with, of course, the backing of the French government and maybe NATO and maybe other Western allies. Why would on earth that you breach or you violate, meaning you, Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, the airspace of the Confederation of the Sahel States? We all know the tension that's going on between these two countries. We all know what Bola Tinubu has done to the Sahel states. We all know how Bola Tinubu is in bed with Emmanuel Macron and other Western governments when it comes to destabilizing the Sahel states. So why, given all this, why would you let your Air Force plane to violate the airspace of the Sahel states? Tell me this is not provoking. And in fact, I mean, of course, the Sahel states have handled this in a very wise manner. So now we did not get first how this plane landed on emergency in Bobo Dioulasso. So this must be now analyzing this by the request of the Burkinabe government or the Sahel states government in general, because they have, remember, they have a military pact, okay? So they act when one is attacked, all is attacked. So by the request of the IES, the plane is requested to land on emergency, and then, they have released this press release. By the time we're saying this, maybe the plane has left, or of course they have to do the necessary investigation. Okay, let me just take that back. I don't think the plane would leave, because the IES now have the right to investigate what was carried, what kind of equipment was in that plane. Why did they why they were violating their airspace? And it's 9 of them, and from 9 of them it was only 2 crew members, and 7 of them are military officers. What is this? This is a war. I don't know what we call it. This is a war. We are not at peace, right? So why would you violate the airspace? So really, all I wish is that the Sahel states continue to control this in a wise way, and then give them a lesson. But I don't think Bola Tinubu and his allies are done here. I really expect those countries who have allied with Bola Tinubu to deploy a ground force in Benin to think twice, particularly Ghana. If you have now contributed army to deploy in Benin, then you are going to also deploy in the same token military in the ground force if something comes, or if there is any conflict with the Sahel states. And we all know how Ghana is in good terms, the John Mahama administration, with Captain Ibrahim Traore. So I really, really hope that Ghana would consider taking back its military from deploying in Benin or any other country in Western African states, to stay away from meddling in countries' affairs. I mean, yes, you might say the ECOWAS pact or the constitutions might justify this and that, but given the situation, this is a very, very delicate situation, and countries have to think twice, just by the book. They have to take into consideration the situation on the ground, the reality on the ground. Let me just tell you, Tinubu's administration is into something or after something, because their warplane on Saturday, or let me just put it on 6th of December, it has crashed in one of its state within Nigeria, in a state called Niger, okay? And luckily the pilots have survived. Second, its warplane entered to the airspace of Benin in the name of defending the constitution of Benin. Third, on Monday, 8th of December, now you send your warplane and violate the airspace of Burkina. What are you up to? What are you looking for? Is this all the whole performance? Or perhaps just like the Guinea-Bissau coup was staged, was a fake coup, right? And I think Benin coup is also a fake coup. And then you're confusing us, confusing and trying to convince us something. You are after something, Nigeria, you Bola Tinubu administration, under, of course, the instruction of Macron. You all have been, together, Bola Tinubu and France since 1999. There's a lot of history that, if we dig that, we get about Bola Tinubu's relation with France. But now what's important is his collaboration with France to destabilize the Sahel states. And as we all know, the Sahel States Confederation, ever since the Confederation was launched, it's in a progress. And now the second leader summit will happen at the end of this month, between 22 to 23 December. In Mali, because Mali is now the chairperson for this year of the Confederation. The first one was led by Niger General Abdurrahman Tiani, and that was where in the capital of Niger, in Niamey, the first summit of the leaders of the Sahel states was convened. Now the second one, I am really, really worried. But if this turns out somehow really clashy and conflict and tension arises, because that's where they want this direction, this thing to go. They just are looking for, Bola Tinubu and his allies are looking for an excuse to attack the Sahel states and to bring back the leaders that they want. Let's not forget, back in May, there was the same thing this year, that an emergency landing of Nigeria's warplane in Burkina Faso, and they were given a 5-hour ultimatum by the government of Burkina Faso to leave the airspace of Burkina Faso. But guess what? Their courage, Nigeria gave 24 hours ultimatum to Burkina Faso to leave power, Captain Ibrahim Traore to leave power. I mean, some of the things might have not come on the spot when it happened to media, but when things like this happen, it will come out. Well, so what I was going to say is, if things escalate, the Pan-African society, the African society, globally, Africans at home, in the continent, Africans abroad, outside the continent, we should organize a demonstration opposing what Bola Tinubu is trying to do against Burkina Faso and the Sahel states in general, in Niger and Mali. That is the only thing, because they should know we are watching. Let us know in the comment section, how do you think that the Sahel states should respond to this? Yeah. Maybe they will use Guinea-Bissau military against IAS, since leadership is military not democratic. You mean the Guinea-Bissau military for what? To attack IES? I mean, they have their own military, Nigeria and its allies. I don't know who will stand with it when it comes to attacking the IES, which ECOWAS member, I don't know. But I don't think they will need Guinea-Bissau. I really don't know. Maybe, maybe you have a point, Michael, because Nigeria, as the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan told us, he was one of the observers of the election of Guinea-Bissau. And he said, we know the result, meaning him and the observers know the result of the election. He urged his own government, Nigeria, and also ECOWAS to release that result. Also, he directed that message also to the African Union. He said, at least that much they owe, meaning ECOWAS and the African Union, to the people of Guinea-Bissau. So even after this, Nigeria did not say anything. ECOWAS did not say, because ECOWAS is like the backyard of Nigeria. Okay, they do whatever they want with ECOWAS. So if they are quiet, maybe they want the military to be there. So it's just crazy. But let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this and how should IES respond? This is very diplomatic, soft power they are using. And globally, the Africans, what we should do, I suggest a global demonstration like solidarity, and Nigeria tell the government of Nigeria to stop meddling in the affairs of IES. Let us know in the comment section. For me, it's a bye-bye for me for now. Until the next one, bye-bye.